Okay, guys, there's been a lot of questions regarding shoulder health or shoulder injuries, and maybe you've been cleared by a doctor to start working back out, or maybe just a lot of the loads that you've been doing at the traditional gym are catching up to you regarding your joints. So, a couple things that you really want to do is take into consideration purchasing a band. I usually get a little bit of a larger, more challenging band than a therapeutic band. The red bands from GetRx are perfect. But I'd recommend starting off with a therapeutic band first. Three major movements that I'll do every day for shoulder health. It's called prehab before you're actually injured. You could use this as a rehab technique as well. But today what we're going to do is we're really going to go after strengthening the ligaments and tendons. These ligaments and tendons are very important to support the actual joint itself. This will activate your muscles, your posture muscles, your levator scapular, your shoulder blades, your traps, your delts, everything along the line to get you to make sure that you have a better workout for the day. Or maybe this is just your workout. This will just set you up for a successful day where you're not so restricted and you could go on with everyday life. So there's three different movements that I'm going to do. The first one is a band pull apart. A lot of you guys know this band pull apart, but I do a little bit different. I have a little bit of a tweak to it. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab both bands, okay? From this point, you'll always have this band under tension. So at no point will I have this slack. So I'm always going to have tension. From here, my butt will be tight, my quads will be tight. And the whole objective for this is to start activating certain muscles. Now, your body's going to want to compensate because that's what the body does. It's smart. So it'll go with this pull. So when I pull it apart, your back might extend, or what we call a hyperextension. And we don't want that at all. So we want to lock your rib cages down, okay? Your core, which is your abdominals, your obliques, and your rectors will start being on tension. That will make sure that the rib cage does not come apart. From this point on, you will just pull your shoulder blades in the back together. Pulling this band apart and letting that band not pull you back. You're always in control of this. What I like to do is I like to really screw in my shoulder blades or my elbows. This is called an external rotation. That's how we bench press. This is how we do push-ups. We never go out this way. This is how we go up. We jerk this way. So from this point on, I'm going to really screw my elbows in and then pull it apart just like that. I'm going to start high from about the nose to mouth and go all the way right underneath my pecs. In and out, I'll do 50 of these every day, okay? Making sure my core is on tension and that my spine doesn't hyperextend. That's huge. So it's not just for the shoulders, but it's for that midline stability as well. The second one I do is W's to Y's. So same concept, other than we're never going to pull this band apart. We're just going to have enough tension on this band that it never has slack. So in the camera, this kind of looks like a W, okay? And then when I go all the way up, it's a Y. So it's the formation of my hands and my arms, a W and a Y. Notice that when I'm coming to a Y, I'm not pulling this band apart. What I want to do is I just want to increase my range of motion and efficiency. So I'm going to pull down behind my head. My chin's going to be slightly up. And I'm going to push straight up, making sure you're locking out those elbows every time. Now we're going to start working grip, forearm, elbows, triceps, shoulders. And once again, when I'm down in this W position, I'm going to want to hyperextend. Ribs down, core tight. You can almost hear in my breath and in my voice that it's a little different. I'm belly breathing or diaphragmatic breathing through this movement. Up and down, 50 repetitions. Once again, strengthening a lot of tendons, ligaments, and really complementing any movements that we'll be doing that day. The third one is called the face pull, okay? There's a couple different ways to do this. I personally like the single arm face pull or shoulder external rotations. So what I do is I start off with this band underneath my foot, okay? My knuckles will be up Elbow will be parallel to your shoulder. Wrist is then parallel to your elbow. From this point, I'm going to rotate that, come up and down with this. Now, your body's going to want to sway. You got to lock that body down, staying nice and tight, all coming from the shoulder girdle and the rotator cuff. This is a really good one to work that anti-rotation. So when we say anti-rotation, anti-flexion of the spine, that just means that you're making sure that the body isn't overcompensating to be easier, but it's harder. So a lot of cross patterns of the abdominals will be working. So right here, coming up and down. It's a slow movement under tension. Time under tension. So if you're like this and your body's all over the place, it's going to do absolutely no good. Really take your time. I like to do 25 on one arm, switch it up, 25 on the other arm. Those are my three really go-to, especially for shoulder health, or especially for you athletes that are doing my program in a global gym where you're not warming up how we warm up here. This is very important, shoulder health, shoulder safety. Now we'll go, I'm always worried about my shoulders, my hips, and my knees, my ankles as well. So the major joints, that's what I'm going to go after, but this is the first of a couple segments before going into my program. So make sure that you really know these three movements, because these will be go-tos, because I'll throw these in the actual workout all the time. So you'll be doing prehab, rehab, therapeutic movements within a workout, supersetting them with other major movements. That's our shoulder health, and stay strong.